Tomás O'Reilly Cavan. We're proposing that this motion goes forward because it'll clear the way for a proper fixture plan, and it takes away the uncertainty of a match on a weekend where you have a draw and then the next weekend is taken up and club fixtures goes haywire. So we propose that the motion is passed and we urge the delegates to vote in favour of the motion.
We are opposed to this motion. I suppose based on, first of all, we think that the number of replays that affect club games is minimal, but it has a great tool for promoting our games. What better way of promoting a game than to have a replay a week, 6 or 7 days after a very exciting draw, maybe a draw that, dare I say it, might have ended in controversial circumstances. You have the hype for the week of our games. Also in Munster, we are very, very lucky that the clubs benefit enormously from the finance that's made available by the Munster Council to clubs for development. And the resources that would be available to the Munster Council because of this motion would be reduced. Therefore, the money going back to the clubs, which we all spoke about, and rightly so, as being so important to our association. And we know how difficult it is for clubs at the moment to do development. It's very, very difficult to raise the finance. And if any stream of finance that is available to them was to be cut off or reduced, I think it's a retrograde step.
I want to support this motion in the strongest possible terms. What we've done for the last 24 hours is we've looked after the elite player. This is an opportunity for us now to look after the club player. Because the club player suffers burnout that's way worse than the county player, because he suffers in his head not knowing when he's going to play, what's going to happen next. I've been involved with my club team for the last 3 years. Luckily, for Mayo, they've been in 2 All-Ireland replays in that time. But the havoc it created among our club can't be calculated. Players had to postpone holidays. They had to change their work schedules. They had to change their lives almost, put their lives on hold, not knowing, not because the game was called off. That didn't cause the problem. It was when the game was going to be refixed was the major problem. But are we about money? Are we about care of our players? Are we about care of our club players? Dermot Earley said last night in speaking to a motion, he said, back the players. I'm saying now, back the club players.
Bernard Cohan and Clár, I wish we oppose that motion. I feel that whether we like it or not, the financial situation is the lifeblood of our association. And if we aren't conscious of that the whole time, we could very easily throw out the baby with the bathwater. I think I do accept that there is difficulties as regards club situation, but I believe that should be tackled in other ways. I think the replays generate finance to not only the provinces, to the clubs, to the counties. And I think we need to preserve that at all times.
It will be claimed that replays upset county championship scheduling. This is really being selective and simplistic. As a county, we have welcomed the opportunities for replays and we have resolved the ongoing club programs. Some counties abandon their county championships for large tracts of the summer months in the perceived interests of inter-county success. I must say this, rules say this should not happen, but the provincial councils and the central councils have not applied the sanctions that are outlined in rule in relation to such activity. Don't blame the draws and replays for inadequate scheduling.
We've done nothing for our club players at this year's Congress yet. If we pass this motion, we'll be making a positive statement that yes, we are prepared to make some sacrifices in the interest of the club game.
Motion is lost.